It is the 4th round of the Shores of Tripoli tournament, and I am battling as the U.S. Find out what happens here on Legendary Tactics.
All right, round 4. It feels like we're just getting started with this tournament, and it's already.
I know it's already over, eh? Yeah. It's been a lot of fun though. I've enjoyed every step of the way, so it's been good.
Yes. So what was your opening hand?
This game was a bit of a barn burner for me. I felt really, it just felt very pressurized, this game. So we'll see if, in hindsight, we'll see if that pressure still remains. But I felt very pressurized.
Yeah, not a wonderful opening hand, I wouldn't say.
No, and that was one kind of theme for me. It felt like the cards never really gave me a lot of synergy.
Yes.
So, I have that early deployment. That's not terrible.
Well, yeah, the best time I like to use early deployment is to get that last frigate a year early. So to get it in, all my frigates done, get them all up and running by 1803 is my goal. So, but it's fine. Early strength is also good. You could use that extra frigate early on. Tribute paid could be good, but the other ones are kind of meh.
Yeah, and even tribute paid, like that's okay, I guess. But
that assumes an ally is going to pop in. So
exactly.
Let's see what your first move is. You're going to move 2 frigates. No naval movement. That
was the one kicker thing. Yeah, and so I was stuck with only moving 2, which was a bit annoying, but
that was your best move. And of course, Murad Reyes breaks out. Nothing you could do about that. That's actually a pretty standard opening.
Yeah, I had at least hoped to, at least have jammed up Gibraltar, but
Now that move, so you did early deployment, which is okay, but I think the Swedes might have been a better move.
I actually thought that in hindsight. I thought, darn, I probably should have laid Swedes down.
Yeah,
but
it
wasn't the worst, but
no, it's not terrible. But I would say your next move should be the Swede. And actually, it looks like she
Olivia built up
in Tripoli. Yeah, so
build
now
the fleet.
You play the Swedes. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you didn't pay a penalty for that move or anything like that.
No, and it could have happened. So, but
and
hey,
Algiers declares war.
So that was actually kind of handy because it helped me. Tribute paid came on out then. So.
And you have that extra frigate in Gibraltar to shut that ally down.
So now I did lose 2 gold, but that's okay.
That's a cost of doing business.
That's right.
So the year runs through. They build another Corsair in Tripoli. Nice. And
so here's second round cards.
Much better hand.
Yeah.
Although your discard is pretty obvious because Corsair is confiscated is a dead card at the moment.
Exactly.
So that's an obvious discard. Oh, did you discard that one? Oh, you discarded a different one.
I think I did. I think I didn't see that one.
I think
you
did Benghazi.
I did. Yeah, you're
fine.
Right because Benghazi wasn't. Yeah, I read from top to bottom to top, and that was the first one I came across. Like, I'm not going to Benghazi today. So or this round.
Fine. That's fine. So,
but you're right. Corsairs would have been fine too.
Yeah, Congress authorizes action. Yep, perfect. I think that's good timing. There's nothing else pressing.
At least get the ships going, right? Yeah.
And now Tunis. And do you have show of force? Oh, you don't. Okay.
I don't. So all I can do really is maneuver some naval ships around. Frigates.
So. Oh, okay. Interesting. So you go into the patrol zone and the Corsairs raid.
Yep.
And you missed the Corsairs, but they also did not get any merchant ships. So that's good.
It was an even trade-off there.
And then you demand your coins back. That's
Take
sweet.
Back the money. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. May as well.
Yeah.
Keep them.
See, now
them
this
broke.
is interesting because it looks like Olivia decided to raid from Tripoli. I would have been tempted to use Yusuf here, but maybe it's just me.
Really? Okay.
I find that it's, of course, we'd all love to use the Yusuf Karamanli card when there is when you have all 3 allies up and running and you have full Corsair complement in Tripoli, but I don't know. I don't think it's a bad thing to just run it, even with one ally. I think is sometimes you just gotta.
Olivia's really got to run the gauntlet though in Tripoli, right? That's the thing. Like,
yeah,
there's going to be an expectation of Corsairs getting taken.
Yeah, perhaps it's worth waiting until the Swedes leave and then go for it. But you're going to also have 3 more of your own frigates next turn. So
that's true. I do have a bit of a fleet coming. So
yeah, so that's why I'd be tempted to do something along the lines of Yusuf right now, because it's like you're never going to have a perfect situation for it. So
no.
But let's see. So you intercepted 2 Corsairs. That's not bad. But,
and 3 coins taken. That's not great.
That's that's not great. And merchant ship converted. So
yeah, back they come.
Yeah, but that's part of the it's just, cost of doing business. Again, you're not in a risky spot. That's pretty normal kind of spot to be in at this stage of the game, I think. So, and building up a gunboat, that's totally fine.
So I just discarded to build a gunboat. And
then look who turns up, Yusuf. So,
there you go, as we were just talking about.
Yeah, because just sometimes, it'd be great if there was an ideal time, but there isn't. So it would have been a great time, though, if you had Lieutenant Starrett in pursuit. This would have been the turn to do it. But,
drop that one down.
So, you got 1 Corsair out of it and no merchant ships. That's perfect. Let's see how this one goes. Oh, no interceptions.
Nothing intercepted.
But only one coin. Now you get some naval movement.
So finally,
And Bainbridge. Bainbridge I'd be tempted to use for Constantinople demands tribute again. To take a couple coins away.
Oh, that's actually...
That would have been
that wouldn't have been a bad idea, yeah.
Good one, yeah.
Now, it was around this point I thought, you know what? I'm going to go all in on the attack of Tripoli idea.
Yes.
I had a lot of frigates out, and I thought I think I want to go for gold on Tripoli. So this is sort of where the nugget of the idea kind of crept into my head. Yeah, that's right. So I believe it's this round things got a little radical.
Yeah,
So be prepared to buckle up.
With that many Corsairs, I would want to go in with at least 1 more gunboat, preferably 2. But we'll see what happens here.
So right away went for.
So your naval movement.
Yeah, so get the naval. Yeah, get the ships.
Okay,
over.
yeah, that's fine. Yep, that's
and
perfect.
One to Alexandria, just because it was still towing with the idea, right? So I thought, and I went to Dern as well.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, it looks like you missed in Dern, but that's fine. It wasn't a strong force. Oh, and storms. Yeah, that's the risk. Oh, yeah. So you lost 1 frigate to storms. That's common. So now you decide to exact some revenge.
Yeah, now I'm going in. Jefferson.
Now, it's interesting, though, because you went to Alexandria and now you're moving away.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
But, I would have probably preferred another gunboat to join in just to absorb any bad rolls.
Okay.
Because the problem with going in summer is if Tripoli gets lucky and rolls a lot of hits, you're not going to want to.
I went early. You're right.
Yeah, you're not going to want to eliminate the frigates, so they're going to get damaged and come back in 1804. It's just if you do it in the winter time, then at least
there's less downtime, right?
Yeah, there's less downtime. I mean, you still have to move them around and stuff, but it's not necessarily a bad move. We'll just see how this goes.
Plays out here. So I got 2 hits. Tripoli got 1.
1 hit. Yeah, so that's fine. I mean, you may even want to take that damage on a frigate, and just send
I took it on the one. Yeah.
I'm okay with that because it's not going to cost you a ton. Now it does leave you open to some pirate raiding, but
I gotta get. Yusuf's gone, and I gotta get. I wasn't too worried about Tunis because she'd already raided from Tunis, so I was like,
and looks like the Swedes do their job and take out a Corsair in exchange for a coin.
And now the naval movement's come back, so we got
Bainbridge. So interesting. You brought naval movement. So I guess you're going back in. Okay, I see what you're up to. Yeah, that's not a bad move because Tripoli lost more Corsairs, and now it's a much better kind of time. And now with Preble's boys taking aim as well.
And I meant to take. I should have probably used that. The previous round, but
that's okay. Yeah, maybe, but that should give you a lot of nice rolls there, and you get 1 hit out of it.
1 hit,
and you take 3 hits. Oh, that's
so. This is where the kind of the tension kind of built in my mind. I thought earlier. Oh dear! Now I have to survive the next 2 rounds.
Wow.
So I have a
Okay.
lot of because I have 4 ships.
Yeah.
So I have to survive. Yeah,
Well,
through
that
winter.
said, you're just like you only one move away on your end to getting those 4 ships back.
That's right. That's
And
right.
Sweden is still around, which is good. So it's not a total disaster because there's only 3 corsairs that can raid. So,
Yeah,
but except
and
for
and I knew you.
Morocco,
Yeah, exactly. And so Tangier got built.
or yes, Tangier, yeah, yeah.
So there, the Allies crept up in Tangier.
So you're going to move 2 frigates and have to divide your forces. But I would say you're probably in reasonable shape here. I mean, obviously you're looking forward to those reinforcements next
Yes,
turn. And
100%.
Moroccan corsairs raid, and you
So
miss, and they got 1 merchant ship. Yeah, so
yeah, so we're down to what was it? They're halfway through. I think she's halfway through her. Yeah.
yes, yeah. So now you've got
So here
spring.
I had to discard some cards, and I at this point I'm like, well, I'm not going for the treaty win, so that one can go.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
wanted to keep the
yeah,
Marine sharpshooters because that was going to be the way
yes,
and send in the Marines. So those two are going to pair together.
yes. So you're gonna yeah, and Tripoli's only got 4 troops. So if you send in 3 Marines with Marine sharpshooters,
Yeah.
that's probably your odds are good, especially if you get a decent naval bombardment. It's actually kind of yeah, yeah. Actually, it's just you have to wait around till the fall of 1805. That's your only thing
Yeah, so I had to
before you
play
can.
this round out basically. I had to
Yeah.
survive this round. I had to survive 6
Yes.
coins.
Yes.
So,
But
and I figured the Swedes was coming, so that was going to be down to 4 coins. So,
yes, yeah, and this would be almost a perfect time to play Yusuf, but I do not blame Tripoli for playing it earlier because you never know how these things are going to pan out. So,
no. No. No.
so, uh,
So yeah,
let's
treaty
see.
got discarded and I missed the
Yeah,
other
show
one
of
I
force
lost,
is
but
a pretty obvious choice. Now, oh, did you go for Tunis? Interesting. Why not Morocco? There's more corsairs there.
that is a good question. Yeah.
I mean, it still shuts it down. It's fine, but
Yeah.
that's
I'm
interesting.
yeah, I guess I was just kind of because I had someone blocking Tangier, so I thought maybe that was the thought
Yeah,
process. And like,
yeah,
okay,
but
let's
it's not
just
necessarily a bad move. It's just
or that there was less for them to attack me with, maybe.
yeah, yeah, it could have been. Yeah, no, it's just because for me, I just would have done show of force in Morocco, and then done a naval movement
Oh,
and attacked
they don't
Tunis.
attack with shore force though, do they? Yeah, so no, it wouldn't have been that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah. So then Sweden play. So the Swedes are gone. Now the piracy win is looking a little more likely for Tripoli here. The 4 coins away.
Yes.
So naval movement gonna lock down
Tripoli, and
Tripoli.
I did worry about storms, but I figured it had already been out.
Yes, it's in the discard pile right now.
Yeah.
So
So,
that's
I at this point I was pretty feeling
yeah.
okay with the idea that okay, Tangier's pretty locked, Tripoli's pretty locked. The only 3 corsairs is not
Yes.
gonna easily get through the 4 frigates.
Yes. So yeah, no, yeah, you're not wrong. I mean, it's not a bad setup, except Tripoli acquires corsairs. Now that
Now they're up
shifts
to
the balance a
5.
little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so
So
building a
built the gunboat
Yeah.
and
And troops to Dern. Interesting.
so
Now
yeah.
that may have been. Dern isn't under any threat at the moment. I probably would have. I don't know what Tripoli's cards were. Maybe actually we can take a peek.
Sure.
Philadelphia
So,
runs
Tunis.
aground. Yeah, I would have discarded Tunisian Corsairs raid, and
Oh,
I would have built
hunting.
another Corsair. Yeah, happy hunting. Yeah, that's
Oh,
could
but
be deadly for you.
yeah, but they'd have to get through the frigates.
Yes, and Guns of Tripoli is in hand as well because you know that Tripoli is going to be protecting against invasion there. So building
built
another
up
gunboat.
Yeah, yeah.
And building another Corsair. Okay, so now lining up. So now you have Lieutenant Sterrett. That's good.
I have the assault on Tripoli as well, so that can
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. And burn the Philadelphia. Now Tripoli will probably have the Philadelphia runs aground. And Uncharted Waters isn't in hand, so a bit less of a threat.
they do have Philadelphia runs aground. Yes.
Yeah, and can reinforce Tripoli, so that'll be that'll be a good move on their part. Okay, so spring, so naval movement. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Bringing everyone over to Tripoli.
All right, interesting. Okay.
Full blockade.
And the Moroccans raid, and you got lucky there, because if they'd gotten 1 or 2 coins, yeah,
it could have been big
bit
trouble.
of a risk, but that's okay. And now you got your 3rd gunboat, okay, lining it up, and Philadelphia runs aground, but only minor damage.
Yes.
And that's where Uncharted Waters comes in. I'm sold on the idea of like, yes, burn the Philadelphia, play Philadelphia runs aground, but you need the matching card.
To really, really pair well with it, right? Yeah.
You need to pair it well because it's
you roll that 1 or 2, right?
Oh my gosh! If you roll a 1 or 2 on Philadelphia runs aground, it is basically such a waste.
Right.
At least sink a frigate, if not capture one. You know.
Right. Because just back to Malta is not gonna.
It doesn't do anything. Yeah, it doesn't do very much.
And actually, that could have been a real difference maker because here's where my assault on Tripoli happened.
Yeah, so you go all in. Fall of 1805, just all in on that.
All in.
Oh
and
my
gosh! This first one, this is where the tension really built for me.
Oh, yes, you
9 hits,
9 hits
and
by
I thought,
Tripoli.
That's unbelievable.
And you got 1 hit.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, the Guns of Tripoli is 12 dice. But Fortress Tripoli is just, a standard, Guns of Tripoli kind of thing. And they got 4 hits out of 6 dice. And then the Corsairs got 2 hits out of 6 dice. That is ridiculously bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah, so 9 hits. So I think what happened was you
had to lose 3 gunboats. Yeah, that's
so fair. The next 6 hits were really difficult for me to assign here.
Yeah.
But I ended up going with damage giving 3 of them because I know the 4th you can't.
Well, it is a battle to the death, so you could damage like all of your frigates once before they start sinking. Because in a normal naval battle, you only get 1 round, right? So you wouldn't want to sink them because they'll come back next turn or whatever. But Shores of Assault on Tripoli is all in battle to the death, so you can damage your ships. The only thing you might lose out on is a bombardment later on. So.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah. Oh man. So.
I know 9 hits. So okay.
And you got 2 hits on the next round.
And no hits in return. That was very helpful.
And this is where like the Corsairs on Tripoli's side, especially once the Guns of Tripoli card has been played, there's really not a lot
of strength
after that. It gets harder and harder to do. So now Tripoli got 1 hit, but that's fine. You just damaged. No hits. Jeez.
No hits.
2 hits.
And 2 hits.
Yeah. And what you're gonna say?
Well, I was going to say this is where it kind of went back and forth here. No hits, 1 hit, no hits. So it was a bit of the tension was kind of mounting here.
Yeah, but now 2 hits. It's game here for that. So the naval battle is over. You have 3 frigates that leave due to damage.
Yes.
But interestingly, they get a chance to bombard Tripoli before they go. So you actually got 1 hit, possibly from one of those. Oh, no, sorry, they didn't. Sorry, it's the 2 survivors that bombarded. Sorry, my mistake. So that makes sense. So, so now you've only got 3 troops defending against the Send in the Marines event.
Yeah, but I have the Marine sharpshooters as well.
And you have Lieutenant O'Bannon.
And Lieutenant O'Bannon.
Marine sharpshooters. So
I brought in the works here.
Yes, that's pretty good. So
it came down to 2 against 1.
Yes, and you got 2 Tripolitan infantry and lost a Marine, but your odds are pretty good here. And
and just pulled it off.
Win by assault on Tripoli. So
so it was I don't think it was the most perfectly played game, but I'll take the win.
No, I mean it wasn't very elegant, but you got the job done.
That's right.
Yeah,
dusted off my boots and
but it was but it was well fought, and really you did capitalize on the fact that Tripoli really didn't reinforce the Tripoli all that much, and kind of left themselves open. I mean, there's a lot of Corsairs there, but you actually benefited from the fact that you didn't invade Dern, because when you invade Dern, suddenly Constantinople sends aid. They get a frigate, 2 Corsairs.
That's right.
And a couple troops in Tripoli. So, I think it was a high risk, high reward kind of thing.
Yes.
And the fact that you had 9 hits of, like, that's where the gunboats come into play. It's not just the extra attack dice; it's the ability to absorb damage.
Yes.
That's huge.
Right.
Now, arguably, you might have won it anyways. I don't know if you would have had to lose your.
Well, the big threat for me was the coins.
Yes. Well, once you go all in on assault on Tripoli, that's the game.
Oh no, that's the game. No, but prior to that though, I think the win for Olivia was coming with the coins.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
Seemed to me.
Yeah. No, there's no question. That was a real risk, and you didn't have a strong patrol, strong force in the patrol zone, so that
no, definitely not. No,
you, but especially with Happy Hunting, there's Happy Hunting in hand.
Yes.
So, yeah, just scrolling back into the spring, it may have been a better move to do, instead of Moroccan's Corsairs raid, it may have been a better move to reinforce Tripoli, because it was obvious, perhaps what you were up to.
Right.
And or it may have actually been better to raid not from Morocco, but from Tripoli. Because with Happy Hunting in hand, you get 3 additional dice.
Is that per Corsair?
No, just 3 additional dice.
In total, okay.
But you remember how many Corsairs, if you rewind back to that stage?
I think there was 5. Was it 5 or 7?
Yeah, but back when the Moroccan Corsairs raided, so you played naval movement and left. So it was kind of a good bluff. Maybe it was unintentional, but you moved your frigates away from Tangier, and that may have been a nice temptation. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It was a tough play because there's 6 Corsairs in Tripoli. But with Happy Hunting, I don't know. It depends on how many make it through the blockade. Maybe,
that's right.
Maybe not. Maybe raiding from Morocco is actually the better move, because that's a pretty powerful force in the harbor there.
It's pretty beefy.
Yeah, you got seven dice, and you still had stare it around. So yeah. No, you know what? I think that was actually the better play.
Okay.
And then it was just unfortunate that there was no result from the Philadelphia runs aground other than that.
Yeah, that. Do you think that could have changed? I don't know if that would have changed the game per se, because that would have just knocked the ship.
Well, if you count those same 9 hits and you have 1 less frigate and a couple dice extra for Tripoli, it may have. I mean, the way it worked out, but
that's a very good point.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it was a very. This one felt very tense to me, especially that last battle in Tripoli. Sure did feel.
Yes, that was
a little bit stressful.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But no, great game though, and I know that there's one game that you have left, although it seems to have stalled.
A little bit. We'll see if hopefully we get it done. But I feel to be in a good position there. We'll see what the end result is, though.
Yeah. So, but hey, very strong finish as a U.S. play. So great job. And,
thank you. Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah. So if any of the viewers have made it this far along, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you here next time.
This has been Legendary Tactics.